A lot of people taking advantage of us, a lot of countries taking advantage of us. We had one instance in Australia. I have a lot of respect for Australia. I love Australia as a country, but we had a problem where
the potential unravelling of a refugee pact between the US and Australia threatens to strain ties between the longtime allies. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull had been counting on the US to uphold a refugee resettlement deal done in the last months of the Obama administration. Instead, people familiar with the talk said that Turnbull found himself clashing with President Donald Trump in a weekend phone call.
He's been very critical of the deal that President Obama did, and he clearly wouldn't have done it himself, but we have persuaded him to stick with it nonetheless.
Turnbull refused to comment on the substance of the conversation, but said it was frank and rejected news reports that Trump hung up on him.
And that is absolutely untrue. The call concluded courteously.
Many of the refugees Australia supports are from Iran, Iraq and Somalia, 3 of the 7 countries that face a temporary immigration ban imposed by Trump's executive order. In a Twitter post last week, Trump called it a dumb deal and suggested he could back out of the agreement.
It's something that he is extremely upset with.
This has prompted many Australians to wonder about the strength of the country's closest alliance, while sparking a storm of outrage on social media.
It stood together since World War I.
For decades, Australia has been a staunch ally of Washington, fighting alongside the US forces in Iraq, Afghanistan and Vietnam. It also provides support to the American military to counter China's militarization in the South China Sea. Turnbull said his country's relationship with the United States remains strong.
The very extensive engagement we have with the new administration underlines the closeness of the alliance.
It's still unclear how many refugees will eventually be resettled in the US.
That there will be extreme vetting on every single one of those individuals.
Trump's clash with Australia may not downgrade security ties, but analysts said it could draw it closer to Beijing in trade and economy as China pushes to extend its sway in the Pacific region.